I want you to feel confident in all of your rituals. That's why we show you what we're doing. Hello and welcome to Moonlit Magic. We are here to honor the energy of the Taurus full moon, a time lapse of the ritual that I do every month, how I take the energy and create an altar, just so you can see what a unique experience it is. It's about you and what is meaningful to you and what you feel. And to me, putting these little pieces together really grounds me and anchors all of this in. What is cool about a full moon, it is this energy illuminated by the sun. It's opposing the sun in the sky, which gives us an interesting opportunity to take both of those energies, combine them together, and use that to illuminate things that are going on in our lives that we may not realize. I am Elise, and I am your guide on this little adventure. And this is going to start us off how to handle this lunar phase. So if you have cards at home, the best thing to do right now is grab those and lay those out along with me so you can gain clarity for yourself. And if not, grab a journal or a notebook and write down the things that jump out to you. Not what you expect. So we're talking about expectations. Today, you may not be able to see or feel the wonderment of you because a limited belief pattern is in the way, okay? It's covering up the truth of you. Someone or something was running from their own truth, and they attempted to control their life, and somehow you came under that umbrella of control. So someone was running from their pain, and they sort of placed it on you. And now in your life is the time when someone's going to come in and reflect back something different to you, a different part of you, a wonderment, a wonderful part inside of you. The mirror and the reflection, that old one where you doubted yourself and didn't believe you were good enough, is going to shatter, and you're going to see something brand new reflected back at you. I want you to believe in this. You are loved. Create a new way to be in your life. So you're going to see yourself new. You're going to appreciate yourself differently, whether that's your time, your space, who you share your company with, just the hobbies that you have, or taking more space to do that, or more radical life changes. You are returning to love because you have the support, and you understand now that your responsibilities are also like your key to freedom. Okay? You have to learn how to make yourself happy and stop expecting others to please you. Stop trying to make others live by your rules and stop living by theirs. And then see who you align with on your path and how that feels different. Okay? So you're freeing yourself of the idea that you have to please others. When you feel like you have to fit in a box to be in relationship with someone, that's not quite right. And I think that we all maybe lived through that once, and hopefully not more than once, because it's a very painful experience. But understanding that that is not just life, okay? That we deserve more than that. Just being here innately as human beings is a really important shift to make. Now we're on to number 2, where we will find satisfaction this lunar phase. Inspiration. You know, and this is the type of thing that I want you to think is just a built-in to our life experience. Seeking out inspiration from those places. Number 11, my favorite number, but even like that experience, the 1111 synchronicity. Consider that finding appreciation, and the more you can find it in your everyday life, the more you will create momentum for joy, for ease, okay, for inspiration. You look around you, can you find something around you that you can find inspiration in right now? And the more you do that, the more you remember, the more you align. It's a very soft shift into appreciating the experience of your life as it is. Balance. I just think it's so interesting, almost. I don't know if you're seeing it like I am, but to see the mirror is really important, to understand that everything is being reflected back at us. If we don't like the way we see it, that doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with it. It's kind of like when shadows are being cast on the walls, they're distorted at times, right? They're bigger, and sometimes they can get scarier depending on the perspective. So if we don't look at them directly, we might think they're a lot larger and a lot scarier than they are. We might be running from them, but all along the shadow is you. It's a part of you that needed to be loved, nurtured, and looked at. So don't be afraid one way or the other. Let the light into all the places it needs to be, and don't be afraid to look at yourself clearly. Apply your gifts to life, working hard on your own course so you experience contentment. Your own course, okay? Take that part to heart. Working hard on your own course. Ultimately, we are all sovereign beings, and if I'm a sovereign being, I have to recognize so are you. You're not here to please me. I'm not here to please you, but if we align on our values, if we align in our interests, if we align in all these different ways, we can absolutely come into beautiful relationship together. But forcing yourself into a box to have a companion, it just starts to feel different and kind of like where you'd rather be sitting alone in the dark. So now we are on to number 3, something to set our intentions towards. And if you're enjoying yourself so far, would you consider subscribing and also hitting the like button? That way I know that you're here and enjoying yourself. Setting our intentions towards divine wisdom, recognizing what may be divine in the eyes of others doesn't necessarily sit with us. That it's okay to examine everything, because ultimately, we should all be able to examine our own beliefs, not to justify them, not to explain them or convince others, to believe and trust ourselves at every level is divine wisdom. Whether we're reading something, we're hearing it, we are feeling it, we are tapping into it somehow. It doesn't matter where it comes from, to know what is right with you, what sits right in your soul, what sits right in your gut is what this feels like, okay? Trust what's right for you, and don't be afraid to explore everything, because it might just confirm that you are going the way that you want to go. Accept your gifts, okay? So again, just tuning into what you already know. Again, with inspiration, appreciating these little things just around you. You wake up and you just see things differently. Life has a different bit of enthusiasm to it. That's all that happens, and it happens choice by choice by choice, appreciating the experience of now, even when there's nothing to appreciate. That is a key. Gifts, apply your gifts, accept your gifts. Go your own way. What are your gifts? Specialize in your creative life trades. There you go. Specialize. Prosperity comes to you. Your heart knows. Your heart knows what's right for you. Prosperity isn't always the raise, okay? You're not always looking at the dollar signs. Prosperity is what feels right in your soul, and then letting things unfold from there. Trust that what is right for you is right, and it will unfold the way that it is meant to. Now we're moving on to number 4. This is something to be aware of. Peace. Have you experienced this? I know you have. I know you've gone to your favorite vacation place or snuggled up with your favorite person. I know that you have sat in a moment of contentment somewhere in your life at least once. Something about your life at that time told you that was conditional, that you were allowed to feel that way in that moment, and without it, on your own, you were less than. You were less than lovable, and you were less than able to appreciate what was around you, because there were things going on that you could not escape, that you could not understand from your level of awareness at that time. That's what it's like when we're vulnerable, maybe young, or at least of a naive and innocent mindset where we have not been aware of the manipulation, it becomes normal. Okay, so eventually when we throw all the doors open, there's no more places for the shadows to hide. It doesn't mean that there's not growth inside of us and things that we need to learn and dig into, take care of, expand. But when we keep going and going and going, eventually, there's nothing we're not willing to look at. That's enlightenment. Don't be afraid to look at it, okay? That you can, when you're ready to see it, you're ready to open the doors, okay? Let other people in. This has a lot to do with letting support in. I'll promise you that. The willingness to go in and let others hear you, to be seen. There's a lot of light in there. And you don't need to be afraid of what's inside of you. Transform with Raven. What I really, really love about this is, I don't know your perspective of ravens, but they're my favorite bird, actually. And I have some. They're not actually have some like they're mine, but that visit me. And I just really enjoy kind of playing with them, and they're still so skeptical, but it's so funny because they are so skeptical. And but like at the heart, this is like there's a brokenness that makes us skeptical when we've lived with something we did not understand, when we thought there was something wrong with us because we did not fit into our surroundings, and someone else kind of inflicted their pain that they were running away from on us. They probably really didn't understand why they were doing it. You certainly didn't understand why it was happening. Going in there changes everything. The willingness to go inward into that thing you thought it was scary. You thought it was taboo. You thought there was something wrong with it. I don't know a whole lot of people who think as highly of ravens as I do. But I think they're highly intelligent. And when we're too much in the mind, sometimes we get stuck in the darkness, the isolation, the anxiety. Go into the dark, unlock it. Okay, don't let just the intellect guide everything. We have to feel it. To feel that come together, okay, is going to be a big shift. Connect to your inner sense. I love that. Of beauty and of the beauty of wisdom, being grateful for your whole journey, the entire thing, your journey. I'm not saying that you have to appreciate abuse, but what I am saying is your being was shaped by that. You are who you are now. You have to do whatever you have to do to cope with and heal from your past. That's not up to me. That's up to you in your entirety. It's a very unique and personal journey if we have to confront things in real life or just within us. But to not be, at least do not demonize yourself, the innocent self that you were inside when something happened to you that you did not deserve or understand. Don't punish that self over and over forever. Let yourself be free. Unlock yourself from it. Grounding, that is so perfect because of this Taurus energy, but especially because just setting an altar is a grounding experience. Whatever brings us to the present moment, to the now, back to our bodies, back to the earth. Right now is where the answers are, okay? Whether we have to dig up a whole foundation or we want to plant something brand new, it never is going to be as painful to do the work of anchoring in and healing it as it is to try to run away. That's an endless pursuit. You're going to be chased because you can never outrun yourself. And you will live the rest of your life running from yourself. Look at it. Get into it. Dig into it so you can create this legacy that you are proud of. If you think that there is something rotten in your family tree somewhere, be the one Be the one who goes in and creates a new legacy for the generations beyond you. Okay? Think of what your grandparents taught you and what you want to teach. Think of that now, before it's ever even a factor. You do the inner work, and that changes what is out in the future, what is out before you, and this like generational healing. You start that now. A ceremony, whatever it is for you. Again, my altar ceremony, that I realized how that is my most consistent form of ceremony, of ritual, of self-care. It lets me ground into now, into my body. I have music on and I move through it and feel through the energy and what feels right to bring the energies together. Do whatever ceremony you need to do to anchor into yourself. And that's actually why we're here. This whole thing, Moonlit Magic, self-care rituals, is this. Finding what works for you. Anchoring into you. Dive into your life, allowing your beautiful words and actions to become inspirational. Live it, right? Act it out. Let life be an act of ceremony. The appreciation for life in the everyday was something I gave myself permission to do a year or two ago. I can't remember, but my life is immersed like this every day now. I used to think I had to compartmentalize and I had to separate things out, and then I decided, why not just like swim in it every day? Swim in self-care. It's here and there, it's everywhere. I don't deny what I want, because my body then thanks me generally by not abusing it. And that's the beautiful intricacy of creating a balance that is within you rather than seeking method outside of you. Okay? This is going to be number 5, a lesson we may face. 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's not. Number 6. This is going to be a resource to pay attention to. Meditations, exactly what we were just talking about. Tapping in, this ceremony of it. Meditation is different for everybody. And I know that there's like a very specific type of meditation that we're used to seeing. But meditation is a lot of different things. It really is just tapping into the moment, being present, fully here right now, tapping into your own body, being in a moment of pure appreciation for simplicity, something that's just there, life experience, enjoying all of it. Inspirational. I didn't even notice that. Inspiration. Dive into your life, allowing your beautiful words and actions to become inspirational. There's the mirror back to inspiration right there. Okay? Applying your gifts, diving into it, immersing your life in it. Immerse your life in meditation. Are you dancing? Are you walking? Are you moving? Are you talking to a friend? Be here. Be here right now. Don't be living out there in the future, out there in the past, in your head, in anxiety. Be here in some form. And that, I'm telling you, that's an act. That's an act of meditation right there. Medicine woman. It's the feeling of inner satisfaction. It is medicine. I'm going to be honest, in that way, is that all the medicine we need? No. But there's a certain level of stress, okay, and anxiety from the unknown that there's nothing at all we can do about it. Life is an experience. It all has the same end for each and every one of us. If we live terrified of that, what does that feel like? Stress is poison to us, okay? So, yes, there are types of stress, muscle stress, and different things that help us grow. But if it's chronic, that is the opposite of healing. Be mindful of how you feel in your body, because just lightening up the load, stress from inside of you, feeling the that pattern, trusting yourself from the inside, knowing that I am inherently well. I'm not a diseased, bag of bones. I am inherently divine and well. I am inherently healthy. It's a shift of ideology, a shift of the way that you see yourself and you see your life. It's just a shift of peace and of knowing. It's just a light way to take what has been causing you to be in knots and letting it just kind of play out. Because it's generally not as terrible as we imagine it to be. Let every gesture show the world your blooming, fragrant heart. The inside of us is where we need to tap in. The inside, the understanding there's nothing wrong with you, your body, your brain. You may need medical attention for something. You may want to get support, different types of help. You may want to take medicine to feel different than you do. But there's nothing wrong with you. No one has the right to criticize you, your sovereign values. You think it might be for your benefit, listen to them, examine what they have to say, but you don't just buy everything you're being told. Just because someone's selling does not mean you're buying, but you are willing to entertain, to listen, and not take things personally. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do that. Hit the little bell notification, because we go live every full moon and have like a different chat kind of based on the energy. And this one is going to be about our core beliefs and the reasons why we don't believe that we deserve maybe self-care or space, time to ourselves, to pursue our hobbies and our own interests. And we're going to explore that. So this is an effective way to clear our energy. Spiritual awakening. Isn't that what we're doing here? Being here now is opening us up in a way. Just what if you may not agree with me at all, but I think the idea that you're here and you're able to entertain something that you don't necessarily agree with, believe, understand, the willingness to not be afraid of something different is what actually would take us as humans to a different level of connection. Realize, like, as humans, we are not all that different, even though we have such different ways of seeing the world. Spiritual awakening. I remember my parents have this big yard with these huge trees, and I don't know how old they are. I'd have to actually look, but I never realized, like, when I was younger, how big these trees are. Huge, old, ancient trees. And my spiritual awakening is standing out in this yard and watching. I would just watch every single day through these seasons and watching the trees change and just appreciating that, noticing, like, as they were changing, when the buds would grow and how that turned to flowers and the leaves came in, and just noticing every single time things that I had never seen before was spiritual awakening for me. It is endless. Okay, don't think that I don't have anything. You have everything. You have everything. And until you believe it, you won't be able to access it. And that's why this is important. Choose to see creative energy in everything, no matter what, and you will recognize opportunity. I think that's I don't know, did I say that? Or I was feeling it, at least. Choose to see the creative alignment, the creative vibrational energy in everything, no matter what. That is the, where is it at? Prosperity. Okay? Specializing in your creative life trades, prosperity comes to you. That's the same thing here. Choose to see creative energy in everything you do, all the time. Just bring it in one at a time, one day at a time. I'm going to do this every day. It's whimsical, it's fun, who cares? I'm playing with life. It's different. Life feels different when you play with it rather than get dragged along by it. I am extremely grateful that you spent this time with me. If you're still here, I think that you would really enjoy getting one of our lunar calendars to guide you through the year, because what it is this at a glance moon calendar, and then you can take your phone, scan the QR code, and do a moon cycle meditation, mini meditation to kick off your day right. And what if that was just what you did every day? Something simple, 2 minutes. And that you started to bring this meditation in every day. Do you think that you have to carve out a crazy amount of time or learn a skill that you're not confident in yet? That's not what you need to do here. Just be here for support. Join us in the Secret Society of Self-Care on Facebook. We are here for you and we want to connect. If you enjoy this whole thing and you want to get your own, come and visit me at amarosintuitivestudio.com and you can get your own moonlit reading. Choose the decks, make it as deep as you want, and that might take you to the next point of clarity in your life if this isn't quite enough for you. This is our final message from the cosmos. Play! See? Oh, I love it. Taurus, this is heart-centered energy and play. I love it. I feel so spot on. My favorite thing about this, I choose the decks. I make sure the decks have the content that I want them to for each specific reading, because you'll notice every single one has different decks involved, and I choose those on the specific energy. I have way more decks than you probably are aware of, and but if you come get your own reading, you get to explore all those. So fun. I have no idea what these are going to say, so it's always so fun to see the energy come together like this. It just really, this is why I got so into this, and that's why I enjoy it so much. But you can come and sample all kinds of decks, and there's a bonus message in this one as well. This inner growth. Look at this. Like, after we get here to this place, we're talking about planting something new, a legacy, tapping into ourselves, our bodies. You become something new. You are regenerating in a whole new way. Your body is made of something different. Okay? Your body is not made of what it was before, when your cells were heavy and stressed and anxious. Your body is reproducing enthusiasm and creating a whole new vibration around you. Don't discount what a little bit of light, and I want you to use light in every sense. Lightness, lights, everything that light creates from the core of you. This, you saw the divine wisdom. We had the light coming out, the peace. We had the light coming from the center. That's at the center of you. Unlock it and let it out. Play is the way to do that. It's in you. You have everything. We have everything. And I want us to understand how powerful we are. How perfect we are. Because I don't either. It's hard. It is hard. Okay? Something deep down that we did not understand at the time, it made us skeptical and scared. It twisted us into something that we are not meant to be. That childlike enthusiasm for life was stripped out of us. And I just want to encourage you to take it back, because it's yours. You're born with it, and it's meant for you. Okay? The most wonderful gift you can give is being you, your beautiful, true self. I'm trying to get through this without crying. I have a very final message. This is the bonus message. Again, thank you so much for being here. Make sure that you come and hang out with us, because we're doing new stuff all the time. Different tools coming out to help us connect about self-care and just to find this space for ourselves. This one really, really is important to me. So come and talk to us about the different reasons why we don't believe that we deserve stuff like this, because I definitely did not even know I should be making time for myself until I was like 30. So you're not alone. What am I grateful for right now? And I love it so much because I adopt an abundance mindset. We have our abundance. That's exactly what we talked about with abundance, like spiritual awakening. And we talked about this gratitude to begin with, to be able to appreciate the moment right now is everything. That is life. That is the lesson. Every lesson is presented to us as we step along our path. Okay? Gratitude is the antidote to all problems. It is impossible to be fearful and grateful at the same time. Gratitude improves our health, opens our heart, and changes our state. Whew. The universal law of attraction says that we attract into our lives that on which we are focused. So close your eyes, put your hand on your heart, and think of 3 things that you're grateful for right now.